question. So now you're mixing sulfate ions. You understand? If you are mixing, just have a look here. So do you remember? Just see. So do you remember that you mixed in the two acids right here? H2SO4 you mixed in and HNO3 also you mixed in, right, Aditi? Okay. So when you mixed in H2SO4 and HNO3, don't you think the sulfate ions are also entering the solution? Obviously, because H2SO4 would decompose inside it. So how many moles of sulfate ions do you think we have? 0.05 moles of sulfate in all we have. Because that's the total number of H2SO4 we have, and every one H2SO4 gives me one sulfate. Are you understanding? So, but this sulfate, which is 0.045, that is present in 750 mLs of solution. Okay? So when somebody asks you what is the concentration? So when they mean by the concentration, it would always mean per liter. So you would do what? You will say 0.045 moles of sulfate is present in 750 ml solution. Yes or no, Aditi? So just what are you supposed to do? Then you say that if in 1 ml it would contain 0.045 over 750, isn't it? That if 750 ml contains these many moles of sulfate, so 1 ml solution would contain how much? 1 ml solution would contain how much? 0.05 moles of over 750, and thereby 1000 ml solution would contain how many moles? So 0.045 over 750 into 1000. So Aditi, just understand one thing. Just understand one thing. Don't you think that, isn't it looking like this? The concentration is molarity, right? And what is molarity? Moles over volume in liters. So how many moles of sulfate do you think we have? We have 0.045 divided by, just understand, okay, I'm writing it down like this, divided by 750 ml. Could I just divide 750 with 1000 in order to convert that 750 into liters? And now, if you understand what you have 0.045 into 1000 over 750. Don't you think we get the same result as we are doing with the unitary method? So, if somebody asks you that, what is the molarity or what is the concentration, all you need to know is the new moles, the total moles, and you also need to know the total volume in which that moles of that particular ion is present. Right? So straight away, just remember that the volume has to be should be in liters. That's it. So we have 0.045. This cancels this. So we have into 1000 over 75. So it will be 25 times 3 and 25 times 4. And you simply multiply and you get the answer. So it is 3 times 1 and 3 times 15. So 0.015. So how much would that be? It would be 60. So 0.060 molar would be the concentration of the sulfate ions. So now could you tell me what is the concentration of the nitrate ions in the solution? What is the concentration of the nitrate ions in the solution? We had 0.06 moles of nitrate ions coming from whatever number of HNO3 we had. And that much 0.06 is present in again 750. So could I just simply say the square brackets NO3 negative? Square brackets means the molar concentration would be the volume, the moles divided by the volume. Volume is 750 again, but I do divide it with 1000 because I have to divide it with 1000 to convert it into liters. Yes or no, Aditi? So that is the concept. So what would that mean? It would be 0.06 over 750 into 1000. So 0 cancels 0, 25 times 3, 25 times 4. You again get the same value. It is 0.02. So you get 0.08. Yes or no? So that's my molarity for nitrate ions. Are you understanding? So do you understand that how easy it is to calculate the pH? So it might not be looking. So for the second question, if I tell you, so understand if I'm mixing 0.2 moles of CaOH whole twice This much I am taking as 500 ml. I am mixing NaOH, which is zero point 0.1 molar and 100 ml. And I have AlOH whole thrice, that is 0.12 molar, and that is, let's suppose, 150 ml. Right, Aditi? Now, the shortcut method is to what? If I ask you what is the concentration of the OH ion, I want you to calculate the pOH, or I want you to calculate the pH. So you know that when it says pH, it is minus times log of the H plus ion concentration. Yes or no? So what is the H plus ion concentration? That's what we want to know, isn't it? That's what we want to know. And we do not have the H plus because these are all bases. They're all going to decompose and break down into OH negative ions and not the H plus ions. I suppose you're understanding. So do you understand that when we have CaOH whole twice and NaOH and AlOH whole thrice, I should actually calculate pOH first, and then definitely I know the relation that pH plus pOH is 14. So don't you think I should calculate pOH here first and then I can just subtract it from 14 to get pH? Because the question will not tell me that you have to calculate pOH first. The question will straight away say calculate pH. But you know that there is no solution which is giving you H plus. All of these are bases and all of them are, furnishing OH negative ions in the solution. How would you do that? So the point here is, understand, the point here is, what do I do? So I see it's a base. So I, in my mind, will, decide to solve pOH first rather than pH, because pH I can later on find out. Okay. So my concentration, my focus here would be to just calculate straight away the OH concentrations. Now, without even writing down the equations, do you know that it is 2 times OH? So what is the molarity? Could I simply calculate the OH negative concentration? So what formula did I give you? Number of moles N1, M1, V1. So OH, total OH coming from CaOH whole twice, calcium hydroxide. Total OH coming from calcium hydroxide, it would be what? It would be, number of moles is 2, because every calcium hydroxide is giving me 2 OH, times molarity. Molarity is zero point 0.2, and volume is 500 divided by 1000, because volume has to be in liters. So I'm dividing it 1000. So I cancel the two zeros. I get 5 times 2. 2 cancels 2. So I am getting effectively 0.2 moles of H plus. For the second one also you do the same thing. It's like N2, M2, V2, volume in liters. So molarity would be 0. Number of moles is NaOH is going to give me 1 NaOH, OH. So when NaOH furnishes ions, so N is how many number of moles of OH negative I get times. So I'll get what? I'll get 1 NaOH, so 1 OH ions coming from every molecule. And molarity is 0. 0.1 and volume is 100. 100 is in ml, so I have to divide it with 1000. So I get 0.01 moles of NaOH or OH negative ions coming right from here. And similarly, I will have for this particular thing, I would have N2, M2V2. I suppose you're understanding. So now I'm not doing the unitary method. And I would do what? Number of moles is 3, because every molecule of aluminum hydroxide gives me 3 OH, times molarity times volume. Volume has to be again in liters. So 0 cancels 0, and I would have 4 times 25. So let's not divide it with 4. What am I going to do? I never try to cancel 100, okay? Because 100 in the denominator is easier. Could I just multiply this? So for me, it is 3 times 12 is 36. So it becomes 0.36 times 15 over 100. Isn't it? So that would be 540. Okay. 5.40 over 100. So for me, it would be 1 and 2, 0.0540 moles of OH negative ions? Yes or no? Understood or not? So if I have this particular part, just understand. So now make the beaker, and you know in your head that you're mixing the three acids, and every acid is giving you the first base is giving you 0.2 moles OH negative. Another base is giving you 0.01 moles of OH negative, and the third base is giving you 0.054 moles of OH negative. And how much is the solution's volume totality? That first base adds up to 500 ml, then another base is 100 ml, and then the third is 150 ml. So in all, the total solution comes out to be 750 ml. Oh, okay. So then what is the new OH ion concentration? Always understand, you make a solution, you calculate a new concentration. Always. Okay? So new OH would be what? Total OH negative. So total OH negative over total volume. That's your no total volume in liters. So total OH is coming out to be how much? 0.2, this much, then this much, and then this much. So if 0.2 plus 0.01 plus 0.0540 over the net volume is 750 divided by 1000. So that divided by 1000 goes up, because you would be writing something over 750 or something divided by 750 over 1000. So that's something into 1000 over 750, isn't it? So whatever is something here, that is the sum of all of these, and that's how you get to the answer. Yes or no? So could you just add it up? It becomes 0.21, and it becomes 0.210 and 0.540. So it shall be 7. So 0.7. Oh, what a good question. It becomes 0.750 over 750 into 1000. So it is basically 1 molar. Do you understand? Do you understand my point? Oh, it is 0.05. Some calculation mistake. It is 0. Yeah, yeah. It is 0.045. 0.0540. So it would be 0 and 4 and 6 and 2. Oh, it is 0.2640. Oh. So for me, it would be, yeah. So new concentration here would be, so new concentration here would be 0. So if I multiply with this sum, yeah, yeah, sure. So this would be my new concentration. Yes or no, Aditi? So this is going to be my new concentration here. And then I just calculate POH. Then that would be minus times log of the new OH ion concentration. So for me, it would be minus times log of what is OH negative? It is 264 because I've multiplied here. I've multiplied here. See, if I add it up, it gets to be 0.0264 here. Sum into 1000.